See, what is the prerequisite? Let me give that prerequisite. You see, after the intuition, you will feel very good about it, very beautiful about it. Inside your body, you will feel as if you had a beautiful rest, bliss, or whatever you call ecstasy, you will be at ease with yourself. If you are at ease with yourself, bubbling, if you feel like dancing, then you can be sure you had intuition. Or you had only instinct, not intuition.
Well, in a lot of if not all major religions, the closest thing to meditation that they have is prayer. And it's very similar, I think, in a lot of ways. It's a conscious thought process, and also a time that people do set aside sort of for themselves. And a lot of people then think that they hear God speak to them and tell them the answers that they're looking for. Do you think really that's just their intuition that they're mistaking?
I don't know. To tell you honestly, I don't know, because from which context you are asking this question itself, I don't know. You are asking from some religion or from your experience, I don't know. To tell you honestly, when intuition happens, you don't even feel that there is somebody like God and He is speaking to you. No. At least from my experience, I can say, you don't feel there is somebody else and He is speaking to you. But if you feel that there is somebody else and speaking to you, I don't know about it. This is not, what to say that, under my understanding. Sometime, if he is successful about what he is getting from the God, then it is accepted as an intuition. Then the what he has written has become a holy book. If he is not successful, then he is called autocratic or something. You see, if Hitler would have won the war, he would have become a saint, and his books would have become holy books. So we can't actually say about these things, what you are asking, that somebody speaking to us and all those things. We can't say straight away. Okay.
I'd kind of like to go back to the question several was asked, and when you asked it last. Something happens to me, this happens a lot. And it can be a very tiny thing. It can be like kind of pour jello or a spoon it, or it can be something very big. Thought will come, I should do this, then I'll think about it, and I'll do it a different way. And very quickly, the first one proves to have been right, because something just stupid, bad, or minor will happen. So was the first thing just instinct because I thought about it, or does the conscious mind struggle to actually take that intuition away?
And one more thing. Conscious mind always struggles to take the intuition away, because intuition means risk. Only the people who have got courage, for them intuition is only for the people who have got courage, who have got guts, who are really wants to achieve. Only for them the intuition is allowed, or only their conscious mind allows the intuition to work. So what you say, I can understand. You are again and again having the glimpse of intuition, but you are not able to use it or handle it because of your trained conscious mind. So once in a while you can try in a small way. See, where it is not much risky, just try. And I always tell people, jump before you think. If you start thinking, you will never jump. I have not seen anybody jumping by thinking. See, even if the moment you jump, you have to stop thinking. If you are continuously thinking, how will you jump? So I don't think anybody who thinks can jump. Only, and anybody who jumps always has to stop thinking. So I feel a little bit of, wherever it's not too risky, you can just trust your intuition, and you will see that you will be encouraging it. And one more thing, many times the successful CEO's words became a book, that becomes a law. But I tell you, just the outer success, of course it is something to do with intuition, but just because somebody is successful, you can't say all his things are intuition. There is a science behind it. There is a clear-cut science behind it. The science behind the intuition is what I call, you will feel so much of energetic, joyful, comfortable, blissful. And one more thing, with intuition, when you live with intuition, you always feel totally satisfied that you have done your best. You made it. You lived. You will have such a deep satisfaction that you lived. Apart from the outside success, you will have a success. That's one thing. Apart from that, you will have a very deep feeling of satisfaction within yourself, which we usually miss even if you make enough money.
We know that people
What time
have,
I'm supposed to?
We have time, sir.
Okay.
people have different levels of intelligence. Is it the same with the intuition? I.e., somebody can have a bigger pool of intuition that can be tapped into, which then can be challenged to.
I can say that the more time you can stay in the meditation state, the thoughtless awareness state, the more you are able to stay in that state, the more stronger will be your intuition. Yes. Kannan. Yes. Yes.
The team environment, always we interact with the other team members or the other world. What is the link between the inner world and the outer world? And basically when we go to the meditative mode or intuitive mode, what is the link between the inner world and outer world?
Of course, it is very deep question. Only thing I'm a little afraid that I have to make few statements which I can't prove intellectually, which I don't usually do. There are something which can't be explained just based on the intellect. You need to, I need to make few statements which you can't understand straight away intellectually, which you, of course, if you work on it, you may be able to understand. For example, you see, there is a formula, x into 2 is 4. First, to understand that, we have to substitute 2 in the place of x. Then once we finish the working, 2 into 2 is 4. Now we know x is 2. But till working, we need to have patience. When I substitute, immediately you say, why should we substitute 2 in the place of x? Why not 3? Why not 6? I have no answer. So we need to have a little patience till we finish the calculation. So now I am making 2-3 statements. You need to have a little patience till I finish the complete analysis, a complete calculation. First thing, there is no such thing called inner world and outer world. The whole thing is one and the same. Again and again, it is your inner world projected in the outer world. Whether we believe it or not, accept it or not, want it or not, truth is truth. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, many religions don't believe it. What to do? I said, that I don't know about that. This is the truth. Whether you believe it or not, accept it or not, truth is truth. There are few truths. It is basically there is no such thing as outer world and the inner world. It's only one world. You are being. Whatever happens there, you start creating in the outer world. You start expressing. The difficulty is, you start creating and then you forget what you created. The process is so unconscious. You are continuously fighting with your own desires. Then when something wrong happens in the outer world, you say, no, I never wanted this wrong, this has happened. How can you say, I wanted this wrong in my outer world? But you don't know. Many times, our desires are fighting with ourselves. Continuously create tug of war inside you. And when you project the same thing in the outer world, and when it happens in the outer world, you say, no, this is not mine. This is not mine. It's like you invite somebody, you first send a telegram, then you send an email, then fax, then give a call, then finally somehow get him. The moment he enters your house, you say, no, I have not invited you, I invited somebody else. Of course, before inviting, you don't know whom you are inviting. Same way, before it is expressed, you don't know what you are creating in your mental setup. The things are happening in the unconscious level. Till it comes to the conscious level, you don't even know what's going on. That is the problem. That is why we are not able to accept that whatever happens in the inner world only happens in the outer world. It is you who is giving space or place for everything. We can go to the extreme, of course. Now I don't have enough time to prove it, or I have no time to explain it step by step. Even accidents are created by us. This is one of the important statements every one of us to understand. Even accidents are created by us. We create the possibility. It's like if you tune yourself to BBC, your TV to BBC, you see that programs. If you tune your TV to CNN, you see that programs. It is you who is tuning yourself to the incidents of your life. It is you who is creating the possibilities for things to happen in your life. And one more thing, whether we believe it or not, surely life is totally in our control, in our hands. At least the major decisions are in our hands.
We'll take one last question and then Swami will be available after the meditation session for anybody to answer questions.
Yes, I'll do one thing, because I don't want so many to wait. So if you have any questions, I'll be available here after the meditation. We'll have a few minutes of meditation. I'll be available here. You can come to me personally. I'll try to answer. I'll be here for 5-10 minutes. I'll answer your questions individually. Okay. Now, any last question?
Hello, Swamiji. The question I had was regards to management. In a team, there are 2 or more individuals who are tapped into their intuition, and they have an intuition, they have a lot of energy and are working towards each other. Does that ever produce a competitive environment, or would it always be collaborative, or would it depends on the situation?
Intuition is always complementing each other. It can never contradict each other. It can only complement each other. See, if there is contradiction, be very clear, there is a missing link. Something is missing. In the world, there is nothing called contradiction. There is no contradiction. People come and ask me, Swamiji, there is so much of contradiction between my inner world and the outer world. I tell them, no. Means there is some missing link. Try to find that. There is nothing contradiction in the existence. Always things are complementary. Please be very clear, I am neither pessimist nor optimist. I am not giving you some positive solutions or positive suggestions or positive thoughts. No. I am just stating the truth. People ask me, Swamiji, are you preaching positive ideas? I tell them, no. This is a reality. The moment you think something is positive, you already think that it's not truth. You have decided it's not truth. But I tell you, there is nothing called positive or negative. I am just stating what is truth. So, if there is some contradiction, be very clear, some missing link, there is some missing link. Work for it. The intuition is always complementary. It is complement, whether physical or mental or emotional or social level. In all the levels, it is only complementary to your being. Thank you.
There are a couple of minor things I want to announce. First off, photo and video that we are taking is with permission from Microsoft and will not be used for any purpose other than for Swamiji's records. And the second thing is Swami is now going to take us again. I refer to him as Swami. It has got no religious connotation. You are more than welcome to call him as Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda or any part of that. He's probably the most outgoing person that I've ever seen in that sense. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is he's going to go through a practical technique. You may consider that meditation if you are not willing to do that. Swami is very open to that as well. You don't have to, it's optional. Swami conveys this as a mind control technique, and that's the important point I want to convey across. It's a technique to control your mind, to tap into the intuition that we all had, we all still have, just make it better. That's what this technique is all about. Thank you.
It's a simple technique to use this unconscious zone. Instead of using it as an instinct or intellect, we'll be tapping that energy to use it in an intuition level. We are using it as an instinct or as an intellect. But now we can have a technique to use it as an intuition. Let me first explain what we are exactly going to do. We are going to give conscious rest to the conscious mind. Consciously we are going to reduce the verbalization or chatting which continuously happens in our being. And then we are going to give space for this unconscious to express itself. When it starts expressing, whatever you have suppressed, everything will come. And naturally you will see a pure relaxed bliss energy or a pure relaxation starts happening in you the moment you enter into this intuition zone. And it will not only encourage, straight away give you the result of intuitions. I can say about this in a very clear way because in last 2 years I worked with 250,000 people. I have seen 2.5 lakh individuals, and we have 400 centers in 20 countries. Every day 10,000 people are touched by our meditation teachers. So with all this experience, I can say it works. It just works. Thank you. Now I'll narrate the technique. It is just a very simple technique. 4 steps. One is sitting straight. You can sit in a chair or sofa, no problem. But your head, backbone and neck, all 3 should be in a straight line. Next, I'll give the instruction, then we can go for practicing. The second instruction is closing the eyes. When I say close your eyes, I don't mean just closing the eyelids. We all know only how to close our eyelids, not the eyes. We need to understand a little more. Once we close our eyes, continuously the inside visualization will be going on, inside TV. That will be running. I wanted even that should be stopped. How to do it? If you can just create little pressure, not much, little pressure on the eyeballs, mentally, not by hands, mentally. Just if you can create little pressure on the eyeballs, there will be a slight eyeball movements usually. If you can stop it, then slowly the visualization will come down. The visualization will come down. Within 30 seconds you can bring the visualization down. Of course, whether it comes down or not, you don't have to bother. Just do for 30 seconds, that creating little pressure on your eyeballs. Then relax the eyeballs. Then we'll go for something called humming. Humming means giving consciously rest to your conscious mind. Trying to reduce the number of thoughts consciously. Let me show how to do. Let your hands be relaxed and start. Just balancing your energy, tuning yourself. Your mouth closed. Just you will be tuning yourself and reducing the number of thoughts, giving consciously rest to your conscious mind, reaching the thoughtless awareness. For at least 15 minutes, continuously try to create this humming sound. Try not to allow any thoughts. try your best just to create humming sound. And after that, just for 10 minutes, sit as you are. Neither create any thought, don't destroy or sustain. Just relax. Whatever happens, let it happen. Just give 10 minutes of rest for yourself. Let me again repeat the instruction. 4 step. Sitting straight, closing the eyes, 15 minutes of humming, or 15 even 20 minutes humming, and 10 minutes of rest, silent sitting. These are just 4 steps. Can straight away tune yourself to the intuition. In the first 2 instructions, sitting straight and closing the eyes, you are preparing yourself. And in the second, first, by sitting straight and closing your eyes, you are preparing yourself. The third, by humming, you are giving conscious rest to your conscious mind. Means you are entering into the thoughtless awareness state. The fourth step, you are allowing the unconscious to become intuition. You are allowing the unconscious to work in the intuition level. The more you are restless, more it will be instinct. The more it will be peaceful, more it will be intuitive. So you are giving a small rest. And I wanted to give you a small tip, just like a takeaway hope. A small thing. Even if you forget everything, whatever I said, no problem, forget, leave it. Just carry this one meditation. This one meditation can awaken your intuition. First thing, there is something called intuition. Whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you want it or not, truth is truth. There is something called intuition. If you can, when you have only one choice, either you update yourself by awakening it, or you get outdated by not working on it. This is the only thing. The next thing, this meditation can awaken, tune yourself to the intuition. The third thing, whenever you are restless, whenever you are in the hands of instinct, please don't make any major decision. Just give few minutes rest to yourself. Relax into your being. Let you enter into this thoughtless awareness. Only then make any decision. Decide very clearly, I will not do any major decision when I am in this restless state or the instinct level. The third thing, very important thing, whenever you have intuition, rarely in your life, if it happens by itself, like as I said, that many of you have had many of intuitive experiences. Whenever it happens in your life again, don't brush it aside. Try to encourage it. Try to listen to your mind. Even if it says something wrong, just listen. Just be a little sympathetic. Just try to listen. When you give time to so many persons, why not to yourself? Just give appointment to yourself. Just these 3 points. That is something called intuition. This meditation can tune yourself to intuition. And third thing, whenever it happens, don't brush it aside. Try to encourage it. Thank you. Now we will go for meditation. Any doubt in the instruction? Okay. If any of you are not interested, it is up to you. If you are interested, you can do. Please close your eyes and sit straight. You can sit straight. Close your eyes. Create little bit of pressure mentally on your eyeballs. can start humming as deeply as possible. As intensely as possible. Actually, we have not done for 15 minutes. We did only for a few minutes because we have no time. I request you, when you do it in your house, at least 15 to 20 minutes and 10 minutes of silence. Totally it takes hardly half an hour. But surely it works. Thank you.